किधर है ये? And Abdul left that session. ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. Can you send him another invite, Abdul?
Yes, I'm doing it right
Okay,
away.
just do a mic check before you do that.
Mic check, mic check.
Okay, we are audible. We are live. I shall very quickly share the link while you invite Abdul, and I believe Wicked Wiki also lost connection or something. Communicating with online services. In any case, yeah. So,
I mean, we really can't be restarting the lobby. It's already dead. So most of them are in. It's just unfortunate for the
feels
others.
good to at everyone. Chalo, let's go. At everyone. Let's go. Okay. So, hello and welcome everyone to the Indian Racing League Division 2 Season 9 finale at Brazil. And as you can see, it is pouring cats and dogs. This is a championship finale for us. We are going to have a fantastic battle between the likes of Sid Venkatesh and where is he? Smith Shah. Yeah, here you go. Joining me today is Redstone Derp. Redstone, what do you have to what do you have to say about the track conditions, and what do you think? How is the championship going to play out tonight?
I mean, I'm really stoked to witness what's about to go down today. And these guys have fought tooth and nail throughout the entire season. Smith really a late charge to the season, bagging a ton of wins, really put him in the championship fight. And Sid, Mr. Consistency, he just kept it clean, kept his nose clean, kept consistently scoring points, and he's right in the mix for the title fight. And if I'm not wrong, Chips, there's 11 points separating the top two drivers as it stands. And if you could just quickly run us through the potential scenarios for both these drivers to win the championship, that'll be really great for the audience too.
Yes, I would love to. Let me just find that image. Too many chats going on in the channel. But yeah, that is a very good chart made by Caesar, I believe it is. Caesar, can you just please send it again for our sake?
It's okay, we have time to brush
We do,
them.
yeah. So we have Shrikant currently out on track, who I am on board with right now. So Shrikant was looking like a possible championship contender at the start of the season. I remember his win at China was pretty dominant, but after that he's just not been anywhere. So do you think he'll be unlikely?
I mean, you didn't have to do him like that on during a season finale, but Chips, okay, I respect. Oh, by the way, look, Chips, it's full wet conditions. It's absolutely torrential down there right now.
Even though it is full wet conditions,
really
we do have
Manan. Feast.
We do have Manan out on the intermediate tires. So, is that a gamble or is that a very smart choice by Manan to go out on the intermediates when nobody else has opted to?
I mean, it's okay really to just go out and see if you're able to keep it on track and how the grip of the track is, essentially. So, nothing wrong in doing so, but as long as he can keep it on track and not crash out unnecessarily, impeding his, quali possibilities, then it's fine. I mean, he's sliding around way too much as it stands.
And we have Shrikant through the first, through the first sector. I'm trying to figure out where that image is because we really need, that's a very good way to find out what the points tally looks like and how the potential permutations, combinations are into the final race.
So it is a wet quali, and it's going to be a dry race or dry and cloudy race.
Oh, hello, Jishnu. You're really serving up a treat with the insights. But meanwhile, Harshi has crashed out.
Harsh, Harshi has crashed out. So, yeah, both of them, the two namesakes, have going to take no further part in the session. But we have Shrikant coming through the final corner. We have not been able to go on board on a lap with anybody because it was a bit of a...
Chips, by the way, sorry to interrupt. It's under announcements. So...
Is it?
You can,
All right. Yeah, I was searching in the wrong channel. Never mind. All right. So here are the possible permutation combinations. I shall be on board with maybe Sid Venkatesh. All right. So I shall run through the permutation combinations for what Sid needs to do to win the championship. So for Sid to win the championship, he needs to finish first with Smith finishing in 4th. If Sid finishes 2nd, Smith has to finish 7th. If Sid finishes 2nd with the fastest lap, Smith has to finish 6th. If Sid finishes third, Smith has to be P9. If Sid finishes third with the fastest lap, Smith has to be P8. And if Sid finishes P4, Smith has to not finish the race. And if Sid finishes any lower than P4, he is out of contention for this championship. Speaking of his championship rival, for Smith to win the championship, irrespective of where Sid finishes, if Smith is P3, Smith wins the title.
That's licking the stamp and sending it and sealing
Exactly.
those championships shut. Meanwhile, it's all to play for, and
Oh,
given
Sid
the
has a
conditions.
spin and he is in the
Oh
infields. He's
no!
had a major moment there. So, and hopefully he does not get in the way of the Alpha Tauri. Who is that? I don't know which one it is, but the Haas as well. Sid is almost stopped on track to let these cars by, and I think Sid has enough battery and enough fuel to go for another lap. Yes, he does. He has about 5 laps of
Meanwhile,
fuel.
Raman's really set a flyer of a lap. I mean,
Yup.
he's like 5 tenths clear of anyone. I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the track is going to dry up, but it doesn't seem like it's drying up anytime soon. So, if the weather stays the way it is, it's really gonna be the likes of like Smith, Sid, and maybe Jin, I would say.
Possibly, yep. He is there. He's currently P4. Manan, meanwhile, on the intermediates, Manan has gone P5. He's ahead of, what is it, 3 runners who've set a representative time, and Sid obviously hasn't. And sorry, Malav is doing race run, so he also hasn't set a representative time yet. He is improving though by about 2 seconds, is it? But it won't be enough for him because he is invalidated. We have who has just crossed the line. I think it is Deadly Mosquito who's just crossed the line. He's gone P4. So I think the trick here is to go for a double out lap or a double charge lap to start your lap, because I don't think the tires get enough temperature in at the start. While
I mean, considering the ERS usage during wets, it's even possible to go
oh,
do
Sid
two
is
flying laps
struggling.
back to back.
Sid is struggling to Merulio. Approaching Junsao, that's left-hander.
Yeah,
He's spun again. He's for a second time. This is not looking good for Sid. He sits currently in P9. He P10, dumped down to P10. Somebody's just crossed the line. It's an Alpha Tauri of Domitor who's just gone into P3. That is a pretty good lap by him. Although he's about 6
and
slow.
Raman
And there you
improves
go.
his lap time by almost
Yeah.
2 tenths.
Yep. So as you said,
He's showing like strong pace here, to be honest.
as you said, it is possible to go for multiple charge laps, I feel. I think that actually helps out as well in the long run. We have the points leader. Oh, we have Shooter taking pole by
Shooter.
2 tenths, alright. So,
I mean,
yeah.
Shooter has shown incredible pace in the closing stages of this season, so he's really flexing his racecraft and sheer pace, I would say.
Yes. Right. Yep, and we do have a Smith on an outlap right now. So our points leader, the most likely contender for the championship, is out, and he is approaching June South. So should we go on a lap with him? I think let's do a lap with him, provided he is using battery. Unless we can probably go with somebody else. There's an Alpha Tauri right behind him. No, I don't think Smith is doing a hot lap. So maybe we should focus on somebody else for now. We have his teammate Abdul Samad. So, by the way, Alfa Romeo have won the constructors title. That's a pretty good,
they
big
have?
achievement for them. Yep, it's Caesar said that even on countback, if Red Bull can draw level on points, Alfa Romeo can't be overthrown because they have more wins over the course of the season.
Oh,
So,
that's good then.
props to the Alpha
that's
boys.
one championship out of the way, and there's
Yeah. And
3 more to go,
just to
essentially.
mention, we have multiple drivers coming out on the intermediates. So if we could also track their pace, their progression through the ranks, as we have Nishan coming up to the line to start his lap, I believe it is. Yeah, it is about to start his lap. Manan was the first of those to start his laps on the intermediates, and Abhi's retired.
And Abhi has retired
That's
from the
understandable.
session.
He does that quite often, so that's okay. We have Vicky on a lap. He is just approaching the end of Sector 1 through Desida de Lago, through Turn 5, approaching Ferradura.
He has traffic up ahead.
Yup,
Hopefully that doesn't impede his lap.
Alpha Tauri. I don't know who that is. Probably either Shooter or Domitor.
Shooter
Oh!
or Domitor.
Vicky is tentative, but Smith coming up to the line to finish his lap. Is he doing race runs? He started using battery. This could be the potential pole lap for Smith, the one he's starting right now. He goes P6 on his out lap, and this is his hot lap. So should I do the honors?
Yes, please
I think
take
I should.
us
Okay, through
the
the Senna
lap.
SS, Smith goes and
And
he
he
spins.
spins.
The
And he's kept it
commentator's
out of the
curse is
barriers.
well and truly real. My apologies, Smith.
I think for the sake of the championship contenders, I don't think we should spectate them,
Yeah.
at least in quali.
Yeah, exactly. We have Manan going purple in the middle sector. Is he, or is that just the game's way of telling us that this is a Codemasters game or
But
rather an EA game?
he's only used like 5% of his battery, so I'm not really sure. It's probably Codemasters
But,
doing Codemasters things.
If you look at the screen, we can visibly hear the droplets are much lighter than they are, and Manan is improved by about a second. He's jumped up to P10. He's right there with Sid Venkatesh, which is not where Sid Venkatesh wants to be.
And
down in
Vicky
P9.
retires from the session.
Oh, and there's his stricken Haas car. But nonetheless, Sid Venkatesh going through whatever this corner is. I'm sorry, I forgot. Now approaching this sector 2 is a bit too technical. I think you can make a lot of mistakes here. Now approaching the very famous, the corner made very famous by Hamilton and Albon, and Shrikant going pole. Provisional pole, mind you.
Track conditions certainly
Yeah.
improving then, Chips.
And Sid,
It's
look at
definitely
Sid.
improving.
Look at how much Sid had to live through that corner. He doesn't have the confidence right now, and he's down by about 500ths through that second sector. But as
It's
he comes,
probably also it also probably has to do with the pressure in a way.
yep. I
Like
hope it does.
everything's online for Sid, and
He currently
understandable. That's P8. That's a decent effort, but still 1.3 off the
Oh,
pace
Smith is facing the wrong way
again.
once again. Yeah, so Smith and Sid are currently P8 and P9. This is not where we expected the championship contenders to be. As we see, the man in P4 Noble Garter is coming out on the intermediate tires.
Meanwhile, Vicky's gone for a spin again, and
And we have Jin on him.
how are the inter tires progressing? Chips?
They are.
What
It's
do you
actually
think?
pretty good. It's actually pretty good as Jin is up by 7/10 in the first set. Bring him around Vicky at the moment, but he's yet to complete his entire lap. And I believe over the course of a lap, the intermediates are much faster than the wets. Let's be honored with Jin actually through this lap. So
Jin is locking up a bit there for the previous corner. He's short shifting very well, putting the power down. Still, the rear end is not as compliant through that section. Goes up to third. He doesn't really short shift here, holds the throttle. You could go flat out there, like after the second phase of that corner, but it seems like they're really struggling out there. Keeps it to the left of the track, and that's going to be that's pole. That's one provisional pole. Chips, I think we've lost you.
are you? Can you?
I can. It's certainly interconditions right now, and look at the times. Nishan and Jin, 118.834 and a 119.005 respectively. Still can't hear you though, Chips.
Can you hear me? Can
Not
you hear
sure
me?
what's happening. Yes, I can.
Yeah,
Loud and
something's
clear.
wrong with my headphone jack. I've just switched to my other wireless headphones now. So, yeah, Nishan has taken pole just after his teammate took provisional pole, but it's currently McLaren 1-2. Noble Garter, meanwhile, he showed some decent pace. I believe this is his out lap, or is it a charge lap? Nonetheless,
It's his out lap, I think, because he's not using battery right now.
yeah. And we are yet to see.
The
I
track's
think
really improving. The
Yeah,
conditions are
and,
certainly improving, and
the Mercedes of Raman has just gone. No, not the Mercedes. It's Deadly Mosquito has just gone up to P11, so it's not particularly good for him, but it's all right. He could do better. He still has some time left in the session. So, well, with the intermediates, the times are going to be dropping, and we have Sid Venkatesh out on track. However, Smith is yet to leave the his box. So Sid going earlier, and traffic is also going to be a problem here. If you get stuck in traffic, you are going to have a lot of problems.
as long as Sid has enough fuel to do 2 runs, I think that'll be enough because he can certainly go for 2 flying laps back to back.
Look at
So he
Manan.
doesn't have to.
Manan on 8 lap
Manan
world
will.
intermediates has gone P2. That's a stellar effort, I must
I
say.
think we'll see times in the low 118s chips as it stands,
Yeah.
or even like we might see times in the 117s if someone really hooks up a lap together.
But I must say that is pretty remarkable of Manan to pull that off on 8 lap world inters while everybody else around him was the oldest as of currently 4 lap world inters, and that is Nishan. And the difference between the top two is
Meanwhile,
yeah.
Shooter is on a flyer. He's purple sector 1, and he's
Oh,
really pushing that car out
Mosquito.
there.
And Mosquito takes pole 118.6, so the times are tumbling. We could actually be
You
breaking
need
into
to
the.
you need to look at this lap by Shooter. He's
Yep,
absolutely gunning it out there right now.
I am spectating him. So we are approaching the technical part of sector 2, the slow left-hander, sticking close to the apex. There, Shooter, there's Aston Martin just stopped on track, but approaching the Albon corner, Shooter takes a nice entry, kisses the apex, and now through Merulio and Domitor going to 117th. There you go. The track is evolving at an
No, you gotta
unbelievable
watch
rate.
out for this lap. Look at
Yep.
this lap by Shooter.
Yep,
I'm
I am
just telling
spectating
you.
him. I am spectating him. So his teammate has
This
just
is
gone
going to
P1.
be a cracker
16,
of a lap. Probably in the 15s.
116,
Probably
0.
low 115s this lap as it stands.
I think this could be provisional pole. It
What
is
a lap, I told you.
115.8. Yep, 115.8. However, what about Smith? Smith has invalidated. He's just about to start his lap. This is going to be probably one of only 2 attempts for Smith. What about Sid? Sid is on a lap. He is not improving by much. I don't assume these two planned for a. This Smith has to do this lap at high speed. He hasn't. He got the invalidated this lap and next
And
lap.
he has traffic up ahead as well. The Aston
Yep.
Martin of
He will get to the line in time. That's no
Vicky.
issue. Yep, but Sid
He'll
Venkatesh
have
up by
enough
2.9 seconds. Sid Venkatesh, this could be P5 around Malav, where Malav is right now. But Sid Venkatesh going through the final corner. I'm going to be on board with him. We have under a minute left in the session. The 2 championship contenders are currently P13 and P14. But Sid Venkatesh comes up to the line. He goes P4.
P4 he's
170.
done. And I think he's continuing, Chips.
He
He's
has
continuing.
to. He has to. He might as well. There's no. I don't see any logic in not continuing here. But can he steal pole right at the death here? What about Smith? Is he gonna get to the line in time? 30 seconds. He will.
He will,
Getting out
but
here.
it's an all or nothing lap for Smith as it stands, and he needs to absolutely gun it here.
Yup.
I mean, we've seen last-minute performances from him; they were exceptional.
Yup. And Shooter in the pits.
He
That's
just
quality over
needs
for
to.
him. Yeah.
Meanwhile, let's be on board with Sid, and
Sid?
he's purple
Okay.
sector 1. He's purple sector 1. If I'm
He's
not
up by
wrong.
8 tenths. Yeah, he's up by 8 tenths. Smith currently in last place, last of the running cars, P15. Smith going to the Senna S's. I shall be on board with Smith through this section. You can just follow somebody else's lap. Vintage is retired. That's quali over. Only those who are on a lap can finish their lap. What about Abdul? Abdul goes P2! Oh, wow! What a fantastic effort by the Mercedes. Who is that? I think
It's
that
looking
is
good for Sid. It's looking good for Sid. He needs to get the power down. This could be pole. Chips, this could be
Yes.
pole for the championship contender.
I am on board with him. So currently P2 in the
He's
standings. Currently P5 on track. What can
He's
Sid
really
do?
left.
He
Will that
can
be
be
pole? Will that be
pole. No,
pole?
it
Oh,
won't.
it's not enough.
P4.
It's
What
not
about
enough.
Smith?
I
What
think
about
he lost
Smith?
time.
Yeah, what about Smith? We still are yet to see a performance from Smith. People are improving left, right, and center.
Oh, and he lost his rear a bit.
It's okay, it's okay. He can still make up the time. There's a Red Bull who's off track. Who is that? I'm not going to bother with that. I'm going to follow Smith as he goes through Merulio. Approaching Jun Sao. He needs to keep it under control. He needs to be calm and composed. Ramen is on fire today. 115.3. But Smith through Jun Sao has taken it pretty well. Coming up to the final corner. Pedal to the metal as you can see from the telemetry there. What can Smith do? Is this going to be pole? Is it going to be top 5? What is it going to be for Smith? Our championship leader. It is P2.
And P2. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. And if he just did not have that little moment in sector 2, that's a pole lap right there, Chips. I mean, Sid's lap was looking really good, but I don't know. Like maybe the last sector was not as promising. But crucially for Smith's championship hopes, he's P2. He's ahead of Sid as it stands. He just needs to keep it clean and finish the race.
Exactly.
And he has the likes of Abdul Samad to hold Sid back.
Yep. Provided Abdul can get a good start, he can actually be quite a hindrance to Sid. and that can leave Smith with a bit of breathing room. As we know, Sid has to finish minimum of P4. That is currently where Abdul Samad is going to start from. While Smith himself, if he finishes P3, that's championship confirmed for him. So let's go through the order. Why don't you run us through the order, Redstone?
Okay, it's Rahman with a cracker of a lap in P1. He's sitting pretty in pole right now, and Smith is just bettering his odds at winning the championship in P2. Shooter in P3. Abdul with a cracker yet again in P4. Sid, not the best of performances, but it's all to play for in the race in P5. It's Jin in P6, Noblegata P7, Mun in P8, Vicky in P9, Domitor P10. Delhi Mosquito P11, You Can Beat Me P12, Vintage in P13, Nishan in P14. Shrikant started the season off with a promising result, but is all the way in P15 right now. Harshi in P16, Abhi P17, Wicked Vicky P18, and finally Harsh in P19. That was a long list, Chips.
Yes, 19 drivers. You don't usually see that, and I believe we still have Jishnu with us, do we? Jishnu, are you here? Hello, Jishnu? I mean, I couldn't even see notifications for party chat. And T-posing mechanics are back, and so is the sun. So, for the finale at Brazil, for D2 of what has been an amazing D2 season, it is going to be sunny skies at least for the race start. Do you expect to see rain at some point during the race, Redstone?
I mean, it's Brazil. You never know. You never really know. So,
Yeah.
let's see. Jishnu, I've sent you an invite, and
Yes,
I hope you're able to join the lobby.
do join in, Jishnu. I don't believe we have another person joining us. So yeah, welcome Jishnu. Welcome to the lobby for once. And I believe you still have some music playing in the background. A very big music aficionado, I believe you are.
He's probably listening to some Telugu music and vibing.
Yep. So, what do you think the strategy should be for the championship contenders, and what about the rest of the field?
I would just say mediums to hearts. It's pretty straightforward with that. You can't go wrong with that.
Yep, and let's have a look at the tire situation. So, nobody on the softs. So the top five are all on mediums. That includes the championship contenders Smith and Sid, while Jin has opted to go for the hard tires. Noble Got is on the mediums. Manan and Vicky are on hards. Domathor on mediums. Deadly Mosquito on hards. So we then have Malav, Vintage, Nishan and Shrikant on mediums. Harshi, Abhi, Wicked, Vicky on hards. Harshi getting very close to the Red Bull there of Shrikant, and Harsh, who's starting in last place, is on the medium tires. So pretty conservative choice by most of the field. Most have opted for the mediums. What do you have to say about that, guys?
I feel like I see the logic behind Jin going on hards, but I would say at least the ones fighting for the championship, like Smith and Sid, it's better to be safe than sorry. So it's best if they're on the ideal strategy, which is mediums to hards around here.
Yep.
But crucially speaking, Chips, Sid needs to really get the jump on Abdul Samad as soon as possible.
So it's a bigger of challenge for Sid than it is for Smith. Obviously, Smith has the 11-point advantage on Sid. However, this is Formula 1, and above all else, this is D2. Anything can happen. We know that from experience. Last season, Brazil, the race was decided on the very last lap, at the very last corner, the corner we are coming up to now, June South, the one Raman is taking. D2 can throw up some really, really good championship finales and season finales. We are about to witness one of them. So field is pretty well behaved. I don't see anybody disqualified, so that's a rarity, I'll say. But it's very good by most of the field to stay well behaved. Harsh is going to be the last car, so if you want to... No, Harsh is not going to be the last car. It's a McLaren. No, it's Wicked Vicky. So okay, if one of you can give me a counter as to when the last car is on the grid, I can prepare myself. Wow, that's a bit of traffic there for Harsh.
Yeah,
However, we have a Smith! What has happened to Smith here? Oh. He is looking at the AlphaTauri and he's disqualified.
And he's disqualified himself.
Yeah,
that's gonna put.
Yeah.
If Sid gets a good start, he could potentially jump a lot of these drivers up ahead.
And is the last on the grid? I think it is. So we have 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights for the season finale in Brazil. It is lights out and come on game. Away we go. It's a good start for Raman. Smith does not get a good start, and Abdul is level pegging with him. He's jumped him. Abdul is up into P2 as we go into turn 1. Shooter still in P3. I thought I saw a bit of front wing flying. I saw a car going off track there. Who's that? But Sid and Smith are one behind the other. They are in formation. P4 and P5. Smith has had a disastrous start. Yellow flags all round. Further back, I see it's probably Delhi Mosquito Nabi. Something happened there, but Smith still ahead of Sid for the time being at least, but Sid is looking feisty going up the hill towards Merulio, I believe this is. I don't remember which corner it is, but what a start by Abdul. Wow, that was a great sign. What's happened to Vicky? Vicky spun in the infield. This is very reminiscent of who was that? I think it was Jana Trulli and Adrian Sutil back in 2009. Yeah.
I'm just wondering if Sid has some sort of rear wing damage because he really got punted out there into turn 1.
Did he? Vicky gets
and he gets a 10-second time penalty.
Yep, and we have Shrikant and Manan going loggerheads here. They were battling to the Albon corner. What's happening to Jin? Jin is having a torrid time on the side. He has no front wing. So I think Redstone, what he said was probably right. Maybe Sid got a bit of a tap from Jin, possibly. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's exactly what happened.
And Jin is diving into
crucially, Sid is really looking feisty here, but he just needs to stick with Smith as much as he can. Meanwhile, Shooter.
Yellow flag for who's that? Is that Nishan? Is just stopped on track? No, he's moving. So I think he's had a pretty disastrous first lap. But yeah, what a great start by Shooter and Abdul. Especially so by Abdul. Abdul just made up, I don't know, what was it, 3 places before he got to turn around. And look at the top 3 are separated by nothing. Abdul is doing very well to keep up.
Like every time I go, Abdul has lost it a bit.
And they make slight contact there, Shooter and Abdul, and Shooter has barged his way up into P2 and Abdul has got a bit off track. He's gone into the curbing there. That's going to cause him some grief, while what is going on between Smith and Sid? Behind them.
Sid is really starting to fall off. He needs to get back into Smith's DRS.
Yellow flag for Malav who's spun. Okay, I thought that was I just got worried that was a Ferrari there. So Noble Garter and Domitor very close to one another. Raman on the prowl. Raman on the pace while Shooters on the prowl. And again we have a yellow flag for Nishan, I believe that is. So Jin onto the mediums. The only person to stop on lap 1. So the McLarens are having a pretty torrid race. Start at least, but yeah, it's pretty level pegging up front. The DRS is enabled on this lap, and neither Noble Garter nor Domitor can make the.
Sid really needs to get a move.
Oh, Domitor and Noble Garter, what was that? I did not expect Domitor to let the position up so easy, and they both went off track to make the overtake. I'm not sure what's going on there, but I must say Smith is not having the usual, what do you call it, the pace that he has. He's actually dropping them to Abdul.
It's any time now. DRS will be enabled this lap, and he's really lighting up the sectors. Shooter.
Yep. Now approaching the last corner. Shooter in the Alpha Tauri. Raman in the Mercedes. What can Shooter do? Further back, what can Sid and Smith do? And Shooter with the fastest lap. So Shooter, he is going to be a threat to Raman. He's going to be a pretty big threat to Raman over the next few laps, where we have Shrikant and Harshi making overtakes, making moves. Shrikant around the outside. Harshi has to cede the position. He can't really defend that. Through the Senna SS, Shrikant is ahead. Gets a bit out of shape, Harshi, but he still manages to stay within touching distance of the Red Bull. Further back, Wicked Vicky and Harsh, the two harsh teammates. They would hopefully not want to come to blows as they approach Desira de Lago, but yeah. For now, does Harsh have an intact front wing? I think he's missing a bit of his end plate. Yeah, he is missing an end plate. His left end plate is missing. Wicked Vicky right behind him. Oh! Too much movement there,
but
the
up ahead. Shooter's making, he's happy hanging back right now, given he has so much more pace.
Yep, and yellow flag for Manan, who's had a spin. Oh, unfortunate for Manan. Is he recovered?
I think this is going to be it. I think we'll potentially see a move here, Chips.
This could be for the race lead.
Shooter's going for it. He's deploying everything he has. And VR is wide open.
Raman can't defend it, or can he?
But I think that's quite smart by Raman. He's trying to get Shooter back, and he loses the car. That's
That's going to open up the window for Abdul. But what a dream overtake for a
Meanwhile,
shooter.
Sid has really caught up. He's crucially within DRS right now.
And Smith is also slowly nibbling into the gap that was there between him and his teammate Abdul. While behind them, Noblegarter. So there's a nice battle between Noblegarter, Romithor, and Shrikant. This for their own little battle. And Shrikant going off track. What's happened to him here? I think he just lost a bit of composure there for a moment. He's lost some time to Hershey as well. But yeah, most of the field is separated by over a second. This is nobody's gonna get DRS, but crucially, as we approach the DRS detection point, do you think that people are gonna get back into the DRS zone?
I feel like I see what's going to happen here. I feel like Abdul's definitely not going to put up any sort of fight for Smith. Let him through and then defend as hard as he can with Sid.
Yep, he has to
I
defend
see
like a
this
lion.
brewing.
Yeah, and
Defend
Sid
like a lion
in
indeed.
DRS, but Sid does not have DRS, so Sid is within a second. Smith's crucially still not within a second, while Sid approaching the next few turns. This is crucial for him. He will get DRS if he sticks close enough. And let's see, through the exit of Senasis, through the curve to Sol onto the red to Apostra, is he going to get DRS on Smith? He does, while Smith does not. So, I think this will be hassling Smith a bit that he's not able to make as much inroads as he wants. And Nishan has retired on track. He's crashed out. That could be a safety car. That is a safety car.
That is a safety car, and that almost caught Sid off.
Yep.
Almost caught Sid off.
Yep.
Wow.
I hope nobody.
I mean, this is good for Sid because it really opens up more opportunities in the race for him.
Yep. And do you expect to see any pit stops? Do you expect to see the top? What does the championship 2 do?
I think they should wait it out. I feel like it's still too early to put on the hards. I mean, that's 30 odd laps in the hards. That's a tough ask. That's a big ask.
I mean, if anybody can do it, it's the two of them. We have seen some very good tire conservation tactics from the both of them all throughout the season. But what do we see? Do we see shoot up pit? No, but Raman is gonna dive into the pit.
Raman pits and he cut the pit entry.
Yep, and Smith pits. Sid stays out.
Raman cut the pit entry.
Crucially, Smith pits, but Sid stays out. Okay.
That's good. That's good news. That's good news for Sid. But Smith has to be careful navigating the traffic up ahead.
Yeah,
he shouldn't
traffic.
get tangled in
Traffic
any sort of incidents.
Yes, sir. Hello, PSI. Unfortunately, we have full lobby right now, so we can't send you an invite. Sorry. I guess we
But
can.
since one person retired, of course he can.
No,
I don't think it'll be
he's
a bit
retired.
of-
He's not left the session. The game can't handle, an extra person. This is too technical for the game. Come on.
It is
Still
12
worth a
now.
try.
Sid is through into P3, while Smith crucially is P12. 9 places down on his championship rival, 10 behind his teammate, and stuck behind the two Mercedes. So, Raman and Smith, this is the net lead of the race provided. Terms and conditions apply, obviously, but everybody ahead of them has to pit. Every single driver. Hershey has pitted for the mediums. I don't understand why he has done so. He won't.
That's a very recent.
Sorry, Jishnu. Your voice is cutting. What's happening here between Mosquito and Raman? Oh, sorry, Mosquito and Smith, sorry. Jishnu, you're saying something?
Very risky strategy from Smith because the tires are not going to be there after 20 laps or so on the hards. So it's going to wear out so soon. He's going to struggle at the end.
Maybe he's expecting
unless there's a safety car.
Abdul to be up there and acting as a barrier for Sid. But what does Sid do? I don't think anybody's going to box now. Makes no sense. What if Hershey just boxed to get his mandatory out of the way? Hershey could possibly box again. Does he? No, he is committing to the medium strategy. Okay. Hards to mediums, that's a very bold strategy.
Actually, to be really honest, Sid can really stretch out this medium stint, put on the hards later, and gun it to the end. Because Smith is in P12. As it stands now, Sid wins the championship.
Yep, he does. It is. I mean, Smith has a tall mountain ahead of him. Everybody ahead of him has to pit.
Oh, what's happening here? Oh God, Jin crashes out.
Oh no, it's polystyrene and he gets a penalty for collision with Malav. I would love to be in that
Yeah,
party chat and hear that. Yeah.
really that was wild.
Yep.
That was wild.
And thankfully, just the polystyrene is broken, not his end plates, as Jin can continue on, carry on with the race. Well,
He
I
did
don't.
make contact with You Can Beat Me.
He did.
Like that McLaren's a tank then. But
Yeah.
given the nature of that impact, I was expecting a no front wing from Jin. But
Yeah, or maybe
interesting.
it's just EA. Understand that.
It's crucial Sid gets the jump on Abdul. That's all I can say as soon as possible.
And I believe the safety car. And
Because
Abdul almost shot to the grass there. Safety car's in this lap.
it
Yeah.
is in this lap. That's a late call.
So I'll be honored with Sid. You can take us to the restart redstone.
Yeah.
So we're still tentative.
Where will
Take it
we
away.
see Shooter go? He's taking it easy. He's weaving around, getting all the temperature he needs for those cold medium tires right now. He's weaving, he's giving Abdul hopes. Will he bolt? And he has bolted.
That's a
Sid
terrible
has
start for
fallen back.
Sid.
He's going
And
to be under
Noble
attack
Garter.
by-
Noble Garter could be making a move for P3. This is disastrous for Sid. Noble Garter on the outside at turn 1 into the Senna SS. Can he make the move? No, he cannot. Thankfully for Sid, but for the back, Shrikant, and who's that? Harshi gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Why did he pit? I don't understand. But look at Noble Garter on Sid. Onto the red top poster. He makes the move with battery. Approaching the Cedar de Lago. Sid should cede the position in favor of his championship battle. He
They
make
make
contact.
contact. That's all. That was almost over for Sid there.
But he carries on. Crucially, he carries on. That is, Sid does not need to be taking these kind of risks. He has a championship to think about, and Shrikant making a move on Domitor. Good move by Shrikant there, making the most of a window of opportunity. While Abdul getting a great restart, still sticking within a second of Shooter. I must
I
say,
mean, given Shooter's pace, he's gonna clear him possibly by the end of Sector 1.
but
Unless Abdul deploys everything he has, which
I must say, given
No, he doesn't.
last season's performance, what's happening to Domitor? Domitor spun at the exit of Jun Sao. That is exactly what you don't need to happen. And he's taking his liberties, getting back on track. He's doing a very good job there, staying out of the way of other drivers, not being an impediment to them. But okay, so we have Vintage on Wicked Vicky, and we have Shrikant on Sid. So this is not looking good for Sid. He is struggling. He's dropped a place to one Red Bull. He might well lose a position to the other Red Bull in a few corners' time. Because look at the way Sid is falling back, and look at the way Shrikant is gaining on the Ferrari.
This is difficult to watch. And Smith, in all of this, P11.
Yep,
But he's not really able to get past the Mercedes of Delhi Mosquito.
And speaking
I
of
don't
which,
think Abhi will put up too much of a fight up ahead, but there's the likes of Raman and Vintage.
yeah, and I think Smith through Albon, what can he do? Can he make a brash move? No, he doesn't. He actually stays pretty calm and composed, sensibly so, as he should be. Yeah, I was just trying to see what were the possible opportunities. Harsh on the back of Manan. While we have, let's follow Shrikant and Sid. No, Shrikant is a bit further back, so Sid got a decent exit. Is DRS enabled? Is it? No, it's not. It's enabled on this lap.
It is this lap.
There you go. All right. I saw. So Smith on Mosquito on Abhi, and further back Harsh and Manan side by side into turn 1 into the Senna S's. Manan and Harsh, good respectful racing ahead of them. You can see the Alfa Romeo of Smith there, and Manan has to see the position to Harsh for the time being. Vintage and Raman trading places. Sid and Shrikant trading places. This for P4. Oh, Shrikant! So close, but he managed to keep the car under control. I did not follow that, but that was too close.
This will be absolutely dismal if he ruins Sid's chances of winning the championship.
Yeah,
that will be absolutely
catastrophic.
Bonkers.
Yeah. And we see Wicked Vicky coming into the picture, and look at Sid. Sid is struggling. Sid cannot get the power down. Sid cannot get the traction nor the grip. He is having a tough time, and Shrikant into turn 1. He might have a shot,
you know. Will get the move done.
Yeah.
Will get the move done.
Not necessarily, not confirmed yet, but...
Smith is also struggling a bit to get past that.
Yeah, this is it. Sid needs to be mindful here.
And into turn 1, Shrikant down the inside. He and Sid are way too close, but Sid stays ahead for the timing. But Shrikant getting some fantastic grip around the outside, which becomes the inside as they go to the Reto Posta. And Sid might do the best wicket wicket. Sorry. And he does. That is horrendous sector one for Sid. He's lost two
This
places, and
is
crucially, he's out of the champion. Oh, Shrikant gets a penalty. Track limits there, but Sid has fallen out of the position that was the minimum position he needed to maintain.
Raman's gonna get Sid at this rate as well.
Yup, the one-time race leader has caught up to the Ferrari here, and what has happened to Sid in these last two races? He is just not in the same form he was. He is struggling to keep pace, but
Why is he not? The thing I don't understand is his ERS. Why is he not using his ERS? Why is he not using his battery to make inroads? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Harshi with a penalty. Yep, I just saw that. Maybe he's trying some tactics. I don't know what to say about that, but
No, I think he's using. He recovered.
He
it,
just started
when he lost
using
the
before
places.
the last corner. It was full.
And meanwhile, we have up ahead the battle for P2, Noble Gata and Abdul Samad. Noble Gata doing a stellar job once again, as he did last weekend. And he is still on the back of the Alfa Romeo, but he is gaining. He could be making a move. What about Shrikant and Wicket Vicky? Shrikant has the edge on Wicket Vicky for the moment. Well, what's happening?
Meanwhile, Smith gets past Deadly Mosquito.
And Deadly Mosquito.
But Deadly Mosquito is coming back at him. This is going. Oh, he backs out.
And
Deadly Mosquito backs out.
He lets Harsh by as well in the process, and he's been spun.
And
He's been
he gets
tagged.
spun around.
Yeah, he's been tagged. That's not how he would have liked to see this part going, and he's now going uphill. That's not where you usually see an F1 car. And down in P16 goes the Deadly Mosquito. And Domith were very close to him. They almost made contact, but thankfully they didn't. Noble Gata on Abdul. Can he make the move? Going to turn one. Abdul having a very feisty turn there, and he's already flashing, as Shrikant would love to say. And Noble Gata into turn one. It's an easy move. I don't think Abdul is going to fight it much, and he can't really.
He's. I can never get over full traction. I mean, he was smashing the throttle while turning in second gear. Full throttle.
Yep, but he still carries on behind Noble Gata. So I don't think full traction is paying dividends for Abdul there. He's going to be pretty slow in the Senna SS at least. But despite that, he's showing some very good pace tonight. I must say he is a star tonight. He won the last race here, that I think is his one and only win as of now. But, well, let's see. Anything can happen. It's just lap 14 of 36. Sid is in P6. Right behind him is the Mercedes of Raman, who has made his mandatory pit stop. He can go right to the end now. And he wants to get past Sid at the earliest available point of asking. Smith behind Abhi. I assume Abhi is not going to put up much of a fight. So we can probably switch to somebody else. We can switch to Sid. What about Sid? Can he make them? No, he's falling back. He's out of DRS.
He's falling back.
He does have DRS now.
He does get DRS, but he's definitely falling back.
Yep, and Shrikant right behind Abdul Samad. The Red Bull versus the Alfa Romeo. These two have, I think, a bit of a history as well. But are we going to rewrite the history books on this occasion? Not on this occasion. Abdul stays ahead of the Red Bull. While Wicket Vicky under threat from Sid. Is he? Yep, Sid is slowly gaining, but then he loses. Where does Sid lose time? Let's track Sid's progress.
Meanwhile, in all of this, Harsh is
Yellow
looking
flag.
really feisty, and he's
Vicky has fun.
the Vicky.
Yeah. Vicky
And
has.
Harsh is really fighting Smith right now. He's closing up, and
Yep.
he is showing great pace. He started last, and he's in P11.
Yep, Harsh actually with a pretty good
Despite
strategy
getting
there.
his pit stop out of the way as well.
Yes.
So
And we have Shrikant on Abdul. Abdul can't do much. He doesn't have enough battery. But look at the superior grip and traction Shrikant got. I think this is a done move even before they get to the DRS zone, provided he gets good luck. But okay, the both of them are flashing in a very wise man's words. And Shrikant into turn one, inside or outside. Where does he go? He goes to the inside. What is Abdul going to do in defense? He tags the grass and he spun. Oh, and he hits Sid's car.
he hits Sid's car. I hope he doesn't have damage.
That
No, I
is,
think he's fine. I think he's just fine. Sid was so lucky there.
yeah, I
It
think,
would have ended his race.
yeah, Sid, and that's disastrous for Abdul. And if that meant damage, side pod, barge board damage for Sid, that is really, really disastrous to his race. Let's have a look through the corners. Sid is struggling. Yeah, he just mounted the curb there. That's not what he does. Does he have damage? Sid Venkatesh. I I would think he does because look at the way Raman just gained on him. Sid was struggling, but not by
Because he
this
was
much.
keeping Raman at bay, like around 1 second, but he's.
Exactly.
Oh.
That's exactly what I wanted to point out. That Sid, this is not a good situation. But I mean, all this is provided has damage. He might have just lost some composure after having a near miss like that. While Abdul himself not having a good one. Shrikant into the pits. Okay, getting his pit stop out of the way. Sid still able to keep Raman behind him. Yellow flag for who's that? What's happened? Random yellow flag. Thank you. Vicky's crashed out. Is that going to be a safety car?
Meanwhile,
That
Sid is back in DRS.
Safety car. Safety car.
It's a safety car.
Safety car. They should pit. Sid should pit.
Smith can't pit. Smith can't pit. So this has actually played out very well for Smith. He can pit onto the mediums if he wants to.
Exactly. He can risk it, pit onto the mediums and absolutely gun it.
Yep.
But again, that's still
Look at
too
this.
many laps to go.
And Shrikant is going to be the biggest gainer in this race. No, they're not behind Delta yet. But look, Abdul, Deadly Mosquito, Domathor, Jin and Harshi have all made a pit stop. So, and they
This
what
will help Sid out though in the strategy.
Yeah. Oh, what do you guys think? Redstone, what do you think Sid should do now?
He should pit. He should definitely pit.
no.
Sorry. What do you, in terms of strategy, what tires should he go on to?
I think he should go on to the hards.
Hard.
He should just play it safe, go on to the hards, and because
hards,
I don't
yeah.
think Smith's tires are gonna last that long. To be very honest with you,
You can bank on
that's
another safety
18 more
car.
laps.
You can bank on another safety car though. That's what I feel like. Wicket Vicky in the pits. What about
No,
Sid? Sid
tire
boxes.
is high.
Okay.
It's fine.
No,
Sid
but
boxes,
you
Sid
can
boxes.
bank on another safety car, so Sid can go on to mediums and then on to
Raman
soft.
pits.
Raman pits. Oh, Raman
Pitch
pits.
pits.
overthinking also.
Smith stays out. Smith stays out.
Okay, crucially Smith stays out. What about Sid? Sid is going on to the. I think it's a no-brainer. It is going to be hard tires for the Ferrari driver, and now the tide.
But crucially, he should get ahead of Shrikant.
Yep.
But I think
No,
Shrikant
he
will
won't.
make it ahead.
Let's see. The pit exit is very weird around here. Very different. Very unique. And Shrikant has been one of the biggest gainers in all this. He's up into P5, just behind his teammate Noble Garter. Shrikant
Yeah,
was.
Sid's in lap was slow there.
I mean, he couldn't have
so
done
just
much. He was
lost
under
time.
Delta. Yeah, he was under Delta. He couldn't have done much. But crucially, now the tides in the championship swing the other way. Now Smith. Oh, what's happened here to Raman? He's gone very wide there, trying to replicate Hamilton and Verstappen. Is he? He is in the Mercedes. He may as well. But now, crucially, it's Smith and Mal of P1 and P2. Smith, can he go the
I'm
distance?
assuming. I don't. If it can, then that's a great race from Smith. If he's able to pull that off, kudos to him.
Yeah. That is going to be pretty game changing if he manages to do that. He is going to be on old tires. All those behind him are going to be on either fresh hards or worse for him on fresh mediums. Wicked Vicky could be a very interesting candidate here. He's the first of the medium runners.
He'll be slicing through the field.
Yep. And ahead of him, just ahead of him is Shrikant, who unfortunately picked up a penalty there, 3 seconds, but anything can happen. Anything's possible. Shrikant could be a contender. Where is Abdul? Abdul in all of this Abdul has been the biggest loser in all this. He's fallen down to P13. What's happening between Vintage and Harsh? What is happening between the two of them? What is happening between the two of them? Why are they trading places? Why did they just have a bit of argy-bargy with position there? But okay, what do you guys make of the tire situation as of now?
I think Shooter is in a good position.
Shooter really is. Shooter in P3, fresh hards. Redstone, what do you think?
Smith should just think on a podium.
Yeah. Redstone here. I don't
I
think.
think he's taking a break.
Yeah, he's taking a bit of a break. I don't blame him. It's been a very chaotic race. Oh, bit of lag there for Shrikant, who just bursted through Wicked Vicky's car. Yeah, they scored that on the live action
I
stream
think
as well.
Smith can just manage his tires though. He's P1, so he'll have the clean air, so he can just manage keeping up the pace
Yep,
also.
and Vintage and Harsh once again. What's up between the two of them? P9 and P10. But I think the safety car is going to be in this lap. Do you think it's going to be in? Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It is.
sorry boys. I had to take a little water and chips break.
Yeah.
Got to do the munching.
Yes, no problem. I'm happy to be.
Meanwhile, take us through the restart, Chips.
All right. I am going to be on board with Shooter, who is behind the Ferrari and the Alfa Romeo, but he is in the best position right now. Provided he gets a good restart, he is going to be right up there. As they go towards the start finish line, it's very tentative. What's happened to Deadly Mosquito? What's happened to Deadly Mosquito? Further back, he's had a spin or something. I'm going to follow Shooter for now. But Smith has bolted. It's not a good restart for either the Ferrari or the AlphaTauri. But further back, look at the punching up going on the midfield. This is chaotic. This is unbelievable. Into turn one, we can see a lot of contact. Yes, we do. Harsh and who is that? Raman making contact. And Vintage not exactly having the best of restarts. See the Manan right behind him. Abi losing a position. Abdul trying to regain the position. While Harsh on the back of Raman, what can he do? Shooter getting past Malav. Malav, what can Malav do? Can he stick it on the outside? He doesn't have the grip. He's on way too old tires compared to Shooter. And Shooter now up into P2 right behind Smith. So what about Sid? What can Sid do? Sid has been pretty clean in all this.
Sid needs to make these positions as soon as possible. He needs to get up ahead.
Yep, and this is very important for Sid to get past the cars ahead of Wicked Vicky, Shrikant, Noble Garter. P4 is the minimum, but at the moment it won't suffice because Smith is in the lead of the race. However, for how much longer will that be? Because Shooter's right behind him. Shooter, and he's look at the rate at which Shooter's gaining on the Alfa Romeo. Can Shooter make a move on this next lap, on lap 21? And further back, look at Noble Garter and Malav. Malav losing places, dropping like a stone. He is, and he is falling back. Now Shrikant's going to be on the hunt, on the prowl behind the Ferrari, while Sid under threat from Raman, and Raman gets past the Ferrari. That is disastrous for Sid. And oh, Shrikant coming so close to making contact there. Good reaction.
Almost tapping Sid.
Yup, look at the midfield. The midfield is chaotic and we love it. Sid probably isn't. Neither are most of the drivers who are in the midfield, but we as commentators are loving it. Harsh has gone very deep. He goes onto the grass there, and Wicked Vicky make the move on Shrikant, while Raman and Sid very close as well. Two pairs of two wide cars, and Sid makes contact with Raman.
Does he have damage?
Sid have
damage?
Doesn't look like it.
I don't think so.
He is a very lucky uncle tonight if he's gotten away with damage. But, doesn't look like
Raman's getting all out of sorts coming out of the final corner.
So there might be some underbody damage and there might be some front wing damage for Sid. But what about Harsh? Harsh, look at the way he's gaining, and he's going to go around the outside, is he? Yes, he is. So Sid falling back on another position.
You can't.
No. And up ahead, Shrikant and Raman so close. So utterly close. Red Bull and Mercedes.
Meanwhile, Shooter and Smith.
Yep, trading places.
Oh, it's close.
But Shooter gets past. Shooter's passed up into the lead.
That was clean.
Yep, that's a good move. But, wow, there's too much action to follow. Yes, Caesar saying massive ask for Smith to take those hards all the way. Definitely. Same goes for Malav, because they both are on 15 lap old mediums and they're yet to complete another
I told you,
laps.
it's a no-brainer. He's under threat from Noble Garter. He's going to be under threat from a lot of these guys who can be a little feisty. So
the championship can still, yeah.
It's really, I think it's going to go down to the wire.
It definitely, it will be amazing if it goes down to the wire. I would love to see these two battling one another.
Meanwhile, Wicked Vicky on You Can Beat Me. Malav comes the inside. Wicket Vicky says, all right, I'll take the outside. DR is wide open. YCR is usage, and that's game over for Malav.
Oh,
And
Raman
Raman
having to
taps.
take evasive action. No, he didn't tap. He didn't tap.
And
Lucky.
Raman goes wide. Srikanth goes all
Out
on
of shape.
shots. Harsh goes wide.
Oh,
Sid in
wow.
all of this, if he's brave enough, he can get.
Two places.
No,
No, he can't.
but he's not. He's
Raman,
not.
yellow flag for who's that? Jin, I think it is. No, who's that? Who's
That's
that?
Abdul Samad.
And Deadly Mosquito.
What's
My
going
bad.
on here? Manan and Harshi.
No, they're okay.
Little
They're okay.
Aji Baji there.
Yeah, but they're okay for now. Srikanth and Harsh, they're
Meanwhile,
also blood.
Raman.
Yep, Raman and Malav. So that was pretty close to disaster for both of them at turn one. Thankfully, the both of them managed to escape without
That
damage.
caused a wild domino effect behind for
Yup.
all these four other drivers.
Yep, and Sid, look at the four ahead of him. So his teammate could be a very big catalyst here. So currently Malav sits in P5 while Sid is in P9. Sid needs to get all the points available to him tonight. And up ahead, Noblegata and
Meanwhile,
Smith.
Noblegata going for Smith. He's going for him.
No,
He's
he
taking a
can't.
look at the
Can't
inside,
make it.
but he stays back wisely.
Raman gets past.
As long as he gets a good exit here.
Srikanth on the grass.
he
Srikanth's out
does.
of the track. Srikanth's off track limits. What Srikanth? Unfortunate for Srikanth. Sid
And
is
Sid
out.
crashes out. That's over. That's over.
Smith Shah is the D2
That's
champion.
over.
Yeah,
He
but,
is. He is the D2
Smith is-
champion. It's
is the
over.
D2
Oh.
It's that's so
what a way to
unfortunate.
end.
Whatever happened to Sid there, though? I don't understand what happened to Sid
I
there.
think he lost traction. He got
That is.
No, I think the spin of
He will
Srikanth maybe
distract
caught him off.
yeah.
That's heart wrenching for Sid. That's definitely not an easy pill to swallow. No.
Oh. Yeah, I don't.
think
Yeah.
I genuinely think that spin of Srikanth or like his off track, whatever that happened there, gave Sid a bit of a headache in a way. I guess I'm not too sure because I didn't see it.
But this is so painful for Sid. I don't even know what. I'm speechless. Everybody's boxing. What about Wicket Vicky? He is staying out. Okay. Raman is gonna stay out as well. Yeah, it's a bit difficult to focus on the race. I think you can make out from the gloomy scenes in the comms box that it's been a very anticlimactic end. But Smith, he is. Let's see in
I don't
the
know why
fashion in
should
which
the
he can
box-
win.
Yeah, now he has nothing to lose. I think Smith is going to be absolutely feisty and gunning it to the end. Of course, he would love to finish it on a high and end up on the. You can beat me. He's retired. What?
Did he crash or
DNF.
something? No, he retired in
Yeah,
the.
he did crash. He did crash.
Did he crash? How?
Yeah, I see his wheel rolling down the pit exit.
Yeah, I
I mean,
can't
if
see
you go
that.
on board,
I can't see that.
I just
I'm-
saw that.
Yeah, you know, he's in the middle of the track there, and he's lost his right wheel. How he finds the most unique ways to retire? It's a disastrous end to the race for the two Ferraris, and with that,
I think
yeah, I don't know what's
I think
happening.
Shooter has to do some incredible moves to go to P1 again, because it's a long ask. Because I think Wicket Vicky is in a good position. So does Raman and Harsh.
So as I can see in the chat, apparently Sid lost it on the exit of turn one there.
I think that is. We didn't really catch that. There was too much action going on, but in all this,
But in all of this, I still think we should bring Sid in for our podium interviews, as since
yes, we really
he
should.
will effectively finish P2
Yeah, he
in
will.
the standings. So
Nobody can beat him, right?
no, I
Can
don't think
anybody?
so.
No, not even for P2. So, yeah. Let me just have a look at the points table real quick. Jin in the pits again. He went out to softs and now he is going on to the mediums, I believe. Is he? What's he gonna do? I think even at this point, I feel like anybody
I
could
think
win.
Mediums.
I feel this is. Well, I feel like Jin could be a contender here. He's the only one on the softs. The rest of the field, everybody is on the mediums or the hards. In the case of
I think
Abdul
it's a
and
long ask for
Srikanth.
Jin though.
I mean, we saw a whole lot of chaos ahead of him in the midfield. I mean, sorry. And well, let me just see. So Oxford is P3. He is not taking part in the race. Yeah, Sid is guaranteed. This is Sid is P2 in the championship. Smith is the D2 championship winner. Let's go on board with him. This is how must he be feeling right now? And he's gone a bit off track there, trying to avoid bunching up. What would be going through Smith's mind here? What does he put on a show? Does he play it safe? What does he do now? Because nothing he can do now will affect his championship in any way. What does he do?
I think he'll go all out. He should go all out for the win.
Yeah, I
He has
mean,
fresher tires.
see, he has the
has decent
championship.
pace.
He has the championship, even on the safety cars in this lap. So just wanted to say that even regardless of what happens, there's not going to be a points deduction on this occasion. Hopefully. And Smith is going to be. Oh, there's a bit of contact between Shrikant and Harsh. That's quite a bit of backing
Very
up by
eager.
Vicky, or is that just Raman and Harsh's eager reactions? What happened? So Sid in the chat, please let us know what happened. While and do stay with us in the chat. We would love to hear from you, and we feel horrible for the anticlimactic end, but the safety car restart has happened, and Wicked Vicky has got a great restart. Raman's behind him by a fair margin. Once again, the midfield bunched up. Shrikant right behind Harsh.
Shooter gets the
And
move
no!
down on Abdul. Abdul
The
is
two
high.
Haas cars!
What is this? What the hell is going on here?
It's chaos.
Wicked
yeah.
Vicky's out at
And
the
the
restart.
people are getting punted left, right, center. It's like pinball in here.
Yeah, this was. Oh, look at this midfield. Oh, Harsh Manan and I don't know.
Overtaking under yellow flags. What? No,
Yup.
damn.
And this is.
And
And Manan with a penalty, but that does not.
Harshi going on Noble Carter.
Oh,
Don't
wow.
go for the move there.
Yup, this is. Oh,
And
Harshi
Harshi
spun!
loses it. He's coming back on track.
And he's.
Oh no, thank God.
Look at Jin in P9! That's what I said. There's gonna be chaos ahead of him. Jin is gonna gain places. What do you call it? At the tap of a finger, click of a finger. What's this called? I don't know what this is called. Yeah. Unfortunate, I don't know what it's called. But Jin in all this could be a contender. Look at Shooter and Abdul. Shooter and Abdul. Trying to make the move on the Alfa Romeo, and right behind him is the other Alfa Romeo.
Oh,
Smith.
that's what's
Wow.
happening there.
What happened to Smith? Oh, Smith getting past the pair of them. No, Smith getting past Shooter. What
I
happened to
think-
Shooter? Yes, some.
I think Shoot has damage.
No,
I
no,
think
no.
Shoot has
Abdul
damage.
was Abdul moved very late, and Shooter was committed to the inside line, and Abdul just steered across.
But I still think
Bit
Shoot has
reckless
slight
from him in
damage.
my
And
opinion.
there you go, a trading of positions between the two Alfa
Yes.
Romeos, and Shooter could be the beneficiary here as well because Abdul left the door way too wide open. Well, he's left the door open like a Haveli door. He should have left it open like a normal house door. Not good by Abdul there. He has left Smith vulnerable to Shooter in this. And look at Shooter. Look at Shooter. This man is on a mission.
I'm
And
telling you, please just send Shooter to D1. He deserves to be there.
yes, definitely. I mean, if this doesn't prove it, nothing else will. Look at Noble Carter and Abdul. Abdul, let's see which kind of a door he leaves open this time. Wicked Vicky's left the session. If PSI wants to join, he can join now. But look at, oh, he has to take all the track and more Noble Carter to get past Abdul Samad. And Abdul can't do anything, or can he?
Oh, that's moving a bit too much, don't you think, Chips?
That was on cinematic. I couldn't really make out, but I think yeah, Abdul. Oh, and he gets a penalty. But yeah, Abdul is, I think, trying to put up a decent defense to give Smith a bit of breathing room. Who is under threat from Shooter, who is not letting him breathe, and who's gonna make the move around the outside, or at least make an attempt to off track there onto the curbing, still side by side as they go up towards Merulio. Smith still ahead. Ferradura, sorry, and Smith is ahead, still ahead of the Alpha.
Both of them out of VRS, almost.
But that's some respectful racing between the two of them, I must say. That's the absolute heights of respect. However, I must say it is. I don't understand how Harsh is able to continue. He ran into his teammates' front left wheel. How is his front wing still intact, and how is he chasing down Shrikant as a result? I don't know what that Haas front wing is made out of. Maybe whatever it's made out of, it's still on the horse, and it is still helping him chase down Shrikant. While Shooter once again, can he make the move on Smith? For the back, Noble Gata and
No,
Abdul.
no, no, no.
And Noble Gata getting past. Is he? Yes, he does. So does Vintage Player. And
And they make contact. They make contact.
Jin makes
And no,
contact.
he Vintage start Jin. What is the racing
was-
standards? The
Jin.
racing standards absolutely pathetic today.
I
I've
must
got to
say, yeah, that was a fantastic save by Jin to not go into the wall or go into a spin. That was some miraculous, amazing car control by Jin. Unfortunately for him, all that has resulted in him being in P11. But yeah, I don't understand why it's. I mean, just because Sid's retired, does it? Is it a free for all now? I don't know, but let's see. We
I
still
mean,
have
Abdul,
another.
lot of reckless driving today. I must say,
And Vintage stuck behind him. What can Vintage do? What can
Vintage
Abdul?
will get the move done because he did get squeezed out by Abdul there.
Yup.
He should get the move done on him.
And Shooter on Smith
Oh,
once again. Round 3. Can he make the move? No. Neither of them have any
And
battery.
again, moving yet again.
But Vintage does make the
And he gets the
move.
move done. Vintage said, that's enough. And he does get the move done.
Yep, and it's really going from bad to worse for Abdul. He probably should have boxed for Shooter and Smith trading places. Smith has to cede the position up towards Ferradura. They go. He is still side by side. He should give us some hard racing. He has nothing to lose. The championship is already won for Smith. Can he battle the AlphaTauri, his former team, mind you? He can't. He is a bit too far back right now. But he can stick with the AlphaTauri. He can still make the move. While up ahead, Harsh on Shrikant, and up ahead, Raman is chilling. He is without a care in the world, Raman, because he has been on the pace all weekend. Well, quali and the race. There's no weekend as such. But Shooter on the back of Harsh, Smith on the back of Shooter, and Noble Guard is a bit further back. Domithor now on Abdul. Can he make the move? Shooter with the fastest lap. Okay. Stealing it from Abhi. But yeah. Domithor, can he make the move on Abdul? Not on this occasion. Abdul still sticking with Vintage. Towards the Senna SS. To the Curved Assault. Onto the Reto Posta. Harsh on Shrikant meanwhile. This is getting feisty. Shrikant has
Indeed.
a 3 Yep, Shrikant also has a 3-second penalty. So I don't know where that is going to lead him. That's probably going to drop him to P5 as of now. Yeah, P5. Just ahead of his teammate Noble Garter. But Harsh
I think
still.
Harsh's mediums are falling out though.
Yep,
That's
they
why
are
he's struggling
14
to get
laps
past
old.
Shrikant.
However, Raman ahead is on the
Harsh
same.
goes deep.
And this is going to open the door for Shooter.
That's allowed Shooter to really catch up.
Yep.
He's
and
2 tenths behind him.
Smith is going to get the best view of all this, and Smith breaks very late for Jun Sao, but Shooter getting a brilliant exit, and you know what, he might just be in P3 before the end of the lap. No, he won't, because yellow flag for Vintage. Vintage player has spun at Jun Sao, but let's follow these two, Shooter and Harsh. They know what is being made here. Smith still further back, and
Harsh loses it. Shooter has to go off track, and this might just allow Smith to get a jump on him.
Yup, and Smith weaving around, snaking around, trying to get the move made down the inside at the cedar to Largo. They come so close. Some crazy respect between the two of them, but yeah, Shooter still there.
Absolutely lovely. This is what we want to see. Wheel to wheel.
Yep,
Without
respectful
making
racing.
contact.
Exactly, respectful
Look
racing.
at that. Look at that. That's beautiful.
That is truly remarkable.
Maybe a
And
few
they're
of
still
these
at it.
other drivers
Safety
should take
car,
notes, and
Safety
that's
car. Safety car. Why? How? Kyun? Kaise? Kya? Why? Why is there a random safety car game?
that's just lovely. That's lovely.
Deadly Mosquito the drive
Deadly
through.
Mosquito.
Harvey with a
Harshy.
5 set. What's gone on? Sid, we need the old minds on the racetrack. This has descended into utter anarchy here. Sid, what happened? Deadly Mosquito
And he gets another drive through. How?
Does anybody pit? Does anybody pit? Does anybody pit? No, I don't think anybody's gonna box.
No.
Deadly Mosquito is gonna box. Jin, what does Jin do? And he has gone
And
for
he
it,
gets a
Deadly
5 second
Mosquito. No, he is gonna retire probably. That's, I mean, no point. He's gonna get 40 seconds of penalty. Jin stays out, Vintage pits, so does Hershey, so does everybody behind. But Deadly Mosquito is continuing on. Easy, why? Then why did he just straight line it into the pit lane there? What happened to Deadly Mosquito? And he's on 8 lap old mediums. What's happening up ahead? Raman, Shrikant, Raman, Harsh. Wow, I'm just saying random names here. But what's happening here? Up ahead. And Shooter was ahead of Smith. How did they trade places?
Oh, and
No,
Harsh
Shooter,
went into
they
the
were
back of
battling.
Shrikant.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, this is a fitting conclusion to F122. I'll just say that. This is a fitting conclusion to F122.
That didn't look like a brake check from Shrikant to me, though. I think Harsh ran into him.
I'll just say what I think happened is that the safety car just slowed
Probably
down way
the
too much.
AI.
Yeah, the safety car slowed.
Again, he gets stabbed again. Unless it's spectator lag for me, I'm not sure. But that was.
No, I think
He
he
gets
did
stabbed
it in
again.
the, it's from me.
Yeah, there's no tapping. Shrikant is well clear, and
I think Shrikant's old teammate coming to haunt him again.
Safety in this lap. What? Abhi's a long way back.
Yeah, it'll be in this.
This
lap.
is like Australia
It'll be in
23.
lap.
This is like Australia this year. And with just 2
this is
laps
the
to go as we
last
cross
laps
the
for safety
line,
car.
2 laps to go as we cross the line, this is going to be all to play for. Everybody's going to be going pedal to the metal. I'm not even sitting on my chair anymore. I've stood up because this is something I cannot commentate while sitting down. The safety car restart with just 2 laps to go. Smith in P4, what can he do? Trading positions going on further back. I don't know what's going on there. But Raman's got a good restart. Smith gets a brilliant restart behind Harsh. But he can't make anything out of it. Shooter has not got the best of restarts here. Shrikant, what can he do? What can
Smith and Harsh.
Yeah, I think there was some contact there. And look at Harsh on Shrikant. Looking to make a move down the retro poster onto Deceiver Sol. Can he make the move? Harsh.
Is he gonna send it? Is he gonna send it? He does
Yes, he
send
is.
it.
Yes, he does.
But he's
Shrikant
got a
coming
little
back
lead
for more.
that allows Shrikant to. Wow.
Shrikant coming back for more. Yellow
Absolute
flag.
scenes, yo.
Yellow flag for Domithor, who's had a moment there. But look
Meanwhile,
at.
Harsh hide around the outside of Shrikant.
Oh,
They make
contact.
contact.
Oh, they
They
make
make
contact
again and they get pinned down.
Smith has to go take a
What
long
is
way.
going on here?
Redstone.
Sorry,
It's okay.
but
Yeah, it's okay.
what
It's okay.
on earth? What the actual beep?
Yeah, beep. That's Mick Schumacher for
Beep,
you.
beep,
No, we
big
got a
beep.
vintage forced out. But Smith got very unlucky there because Shrikant tapped Harsh in a manner such that it was like Verstappen at Saki 2020. Just look that up if you get
This
the
is
reference.
going to be war. This is going to be war.
Yep.
Look, Harsh is gaining. Harsh is gaining.
Harsh and Shrikant, and this is the last lap of what has been an incredible D2 season 9.
I think Shrikant will send it. No, he doesn't. He holds back. And Smith. What is going on here?
Shooter getting past, Shrikant now down in
And
P5.
Noblegard was like, I'll go on the outside of you, Shrikant. Thank you very much.
My
And
word,
Shrikant is
Shrikant.
squeezing his teammate.
Yup, and I don't have enough words to commentate about words.
And Jin, look at Jin. He's getting a wild exit.
Jin on
He's gonna go on the
Shrikant.
outside of Shrikant.
And he does. Wow, Jin up into P6.
Harshi is next, and he runs into the back of Shrikant. Gives him a taste of his own medicine there.
Yeah, what happened there? Shrikant with the penalty. But up ahead, Shooter. Shrikant getting a penalty. Shooter right behind
Raman, he's driven a fantastic race. Rounds up the final corner.
And he has managed to do enough.
He's not used his ERS one bit.
Jin and Harshi tagging wheels there, but yeah, Raman has done enough. Raman has done enough to win the race. He's waving around, but what about
and Smith almost gets
Photo finish that Jin up into P5, Smith in P2, Shooters P3, Nobles P4. Harsh's penalty dropped him way down the order. Domizor with the fastest lap. What is going on? Oh, there hasn't been a more chaotic race for me to commentate.
I'm out of I
Deadly
wish
mosquito.
I could swear. I wish I could swear right now, but
Yeah.
gotta hold it back and keep it PG-13.
But in
But
all this,
what the beep? Beep.
yeah,
What?
on all of this, Smith Shah is the D2 champion. What an incredible season we've had. This has been, I think, one of the most entertaining D2 seasons we've had in quite a while. And the championship finale ends with the Alfa Romeo driver winning on the podium. And what's the gap that he wins by? I think he wins by what's P2 points? 12, no? So he wins by 23
12.
points.
Yes.
23 points separating Smith and Sid at the end of the season. All this is pending towards reports, obviously. But Ramin from P1 on the grid, he had a very boring race. Nothing happened to him whatsoever. All those behind him, though, we cannot say the same about them. Smith from P2 finishes P2, but a POV of his race would just speak volume. Shooter has had some unbelievable pace tonight. He finishes P3. So the top three finish in the same order as they started. Wow. That has been a very, very dull race. I wonder what happened during it. Noble Carter from P7 to P4, a great effort by him there. Jin from P6 to P5, very good by him. Harsh in P6, the penalty really messed him over. Harshi is P7, the two namesakes P6 and P7. Abdul's P8, not a very good race for him. He won't want to remember this. One season on how fortunes change. Domithos P9, he temporarily had the fastest lap. Manan is P10, getting the last point. Shrikant's 11th, Abhi's 12th, Vintage is 13th, Deadly Mosquitoes 14th with the fastest lap. While we have Wicked Vicky, You Can Beat Me, Sid Venkatesh, Vicky, Nishan as our DNFs. Oh.
I've invited them to the party. I think this is
Sid as well?
Wow. Yes, it is well.
Okay, so I
Shooter
think
has
Shooter
joined. Let me just tag these other boys. Smith has joined. Waiting on Sid.
What a race it has been. It has been so much chaos.
I am absolutely and utterly speechless tonight. This has been unbelievable.
Brazil never disappoints.
Yep. Obrigado, Interlagos. Truly, truly obrigado, Interlagos. Thank you so much for providing what has been the venue of an amazing championship finale.
Chips, why don't you start with the Shooter and
Yes,
Ramin
everybody's
respectively, and then let's have a chat with the men of the hour,
Yep.
Sid Venkatesh and Smith Shah.
Yes, definitely. Let's start off with Shooter. So, are you here and do you have your audio setting enabled, Shooter?
Yes, hi, hi, Chips, hi everyone.
Yes. So you were in the AlphaTauri, right? Just correct me if
Yes.
I'm wrong. Okay, yeah. So,
Yes.
Shooter.
Yeah.
I think Redstone himself alone gave about 5 calls for you to be in D1 tonight. Just walk us through your race. You had some incredible, astonishing pace. You were on it every lap, and the battles you had, they were a real treat to see, especially the ones at the end with Smith. Like, those really warmed our hearts. We saw some wheel-to-wheel, side-by-side racing, continuous side-by-side racing. Just walk us through your race, Shooter.
Yeah, so it was good from the beginning when the vets were there. So I was going on dry setup. So maybe there I was lacking some space, some pace and everything. But yeah, there's nothing much in talk about quality. Yeah, but race, it was total chaos, I'll say. And I don't know if I made a good decision of pitting for mediums or not. But yeah, but it was in the end, it was worth it fighting with our championship and everyone. And they making up places and being like there was a domino effect where Wicked Vicky spun and cars were on the for turn one. So yeah, overall it was a good race for me and I really enjoyed it no matter what place I finish.
Well, you can be very, very proud of the race you had and the end to the season for you. You can definitely expect a call up to D1 for season 10 of IRL. And I just want to say it has been a real pleasure to watch you race over these last few races. Commentating has been a real pleasure. Redstone, Jishnu, do you have anything to ask Shooter?
Shooter, I've just got to say, man, what a race that was. It was an absolute pleasure to watch you go wheel to wheel with Smith, and it was clean, it was respectful, and I loved absolutely loved that battle to bits. And I'm telling you, with the last few races, with the performance you've shown, I'm telling you, you're going to get the call up to D1. So looking forward to racing with you there next season, hopefully.
Sure,
But
that's
what a finish to the season, and you should be extremely proud of your results. And
yeah.
you'll get it next season around.
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to say that congratulations, Smith, well deserved, and Sid, hard luck. I saw you, I saw you spinning there in my review, but it was totally you lost the attraction. But it was a good fight which you had, so don't worry. Next year maybe.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yep. And thank you, Shooter. Thank you very much. Congrats to you once again. We now move on to the race winner, who probably had the only person tonight to have a somewhat boring race. Raman, are you here with us?
It wasn't boring from my POV.
I mean, you were, every time we saw you, were like 3 seconds clear from the next car. You were
Really?
chilling, yeah, it was pretty.
I kind of messed up my strategy though. I was stuck with fresh mediums, yeah, but I was in like 10th. From 10th, I had to fight back.
But all in all, I must say, Raman, you had good pace tonight. You were really up there consistently. You were consistently making your way up the field. You were battling cars who were like really battling pretty hard as well. You were doing a very good job. So just walk us through your race. Just walk us through your race.
Yeah, I was quite surprised to get pole in quali. I've never been good in the rain, but somehow just by 2 tenths I got it. Race start was pretty, like, I didn't get the greatest start. I think something happened behind me. Smith got spun around. I don't know what happened, but like there was a pile up. And then when Shooter came to overtake me, I didn't deploy any battery. I thought I would get a good switchback on him. But while trying to get the switchback, I hit the curb and kind of almost spun, but just held it together. Then the safety car came and but decided to go for hards early, so just to see what happens. Then it was like pretty normal racing, just keeping your nose clean. And again another safety car where I decided to go for the mediums, because the mediums definitely had a lot of pace and they could go to the end, because the guys who were still on mediums were not too slow, they were decent pace. And then the last safety car at the end was scary, but just decided to stay. And I think Srikanth and Abdul, I think behind me were two shields with 3 seconds penalties, so definitely didn't need to pit. So yeah, I had some pretty risky overtakes in the middle. I think one on Sade, one on Vintage, but yeah.
I think some of those were caught in the stream as well. But all in all, Raman, you've shown some pretty good pace. I think you can just get your consistency a bit up for next season. You can really be a true championship contender through and through to the end.
But just glad to get my first proper race win out of the way.
Yes. So very well done to you, Raman. A very good effort by you today. Very good performance. Redstone, Jishnu, anything to ask the man?
That was a brilliant
really good
drive,
race.
Raman. It was really nice to watch you race, and those moves you made on Vintage, Sid, though they were risky, but you pulled it off cleanly, and it was really nice to watch those moves and enjoy your first real win. As like you said, hope that was a memorable one for you.
Yeah, it was. Thanks a lot.
Good try.
Jishnu, anything to ask Raman?
No, just a good race. Good strategy calls also, staying out on the mediums and all. I was surprised Shooter box, but yeah, I mean, good strategy from you, Raman. Pulled and win, so congrats.
Thanks.
Yep. And now we move on
congrats,
to...
Smith, yeah.
Oh, sorry, go on.
No, I just said congrats to Smith. Yeah.
Okay,
And
okay.
hard luck.
Oh,
Sid.
thanks, Ram.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we move on to Sid Venkatesh. I mean, for me personally, I am used to seeing a Ferrari not finish the race, but this one really hurt. Unfortunate for you, Sid. You were really, it was a tall mountain for you anyways, but massive commiserations on the DNF. But overall, it's been a brilliant season by you. You've shown some phenomenal pace this season. I just would like to know your thoughts, and just can you let us know what happened with your crash? And also, one last thing, did the contact with Abdul give you any sideboard, bargeboard damage or such? Just let us know your thoughts.
I mean, to start off with Abdul's incident, I don't think I had any damage or any kind of, side pod hit or whatever, but it took me off So that the racing line was like completely off the racing line. Sorry. And first thing, congrats, Smith. I think it's been the best battle so far. Been clean, no bad blood. I mean, though I was fighting for championship with Smith, I was rooting for him to win it. I mean, uh, it is just amazing watching Smith and Shooter race clean, fair, and gave it all. Amazing drive shooter. And yeah, congrats to Raman. And I mean, superb race by you guys, man. Yeah, my race today was a little. I don't know. I didn't have the pace or what. As usual, I don't run very low wings. I always keep it a little high because I'm on a wheel and I would prefer it to be a little high. And I mean, if I go too low on wings, I would definitely spin out. So I was just being cautious, and I was 100% sure if I had just taken my race till the last 5-10 laps, there would be a safety car, and we can look into it later. But sadly, I crashed out. My crash happened because the guys in front were moving around a lot, and I'm glitching also. Harsh, because he's in Canada, was glitching quite a bit. And he and Shrikant were fighting in front of me into turn one, and I just lost it there at the exit because there was a little bit movement from these guys, and ended my race on the hope of winning the championship.
Yeah, but all in all, Sid, I think this has been a very, very good effort by you. You have really been ultra consistent. That has really got you into championship contention, and obviously your pace has been pretty good as well. Unfortunately, these last 2 rounds didn't work out in your favor, but I think all in all, you can be very, very proud of this season. You can look back on it very fondly. This has been one of your best seasons, I feel. So congrats to you, and
Thanks.
obviously you may be feeling upset with P2, but just it was
No,
a
not
great
really.
season by you. Yeah.
Not really, honestly. I mean, I'm happy that Smith won it. Smith and myself go a long way to another league where we both are teammates.
Yeah.
He won the constructors even there, so I'm happy he won it. I mean, it was somebody else or the Red Bulls, I would have been a little upset. Congrats, Smith, again.
Loving this camaraderie.
Thanks.
Congrats, Sid. Redstone, Jishnu, anything to ask, Sid?
Yeah, I've just got to say, Sid, you drove your heart out this race, man. And it was really heartbreaking to see you crash out like that. But end of the day, what matters is like the rivalry between you and Smith. Very civil. You guys have kept it clean on track. No incidents, no drama. And it was really nice to watch you both climb up the order. And given the way you drove all season, your consistency and just keeping it calm really paid off. And all I can say is you should be extremely proud of this result and welcome to D1. After 5 seasons, I think, since D2 started, it's been a long wait, and I'm so glad that you could come finally step up and be part of D1 as well.
That was my aim actually, to get to D1 this season, the coming season. And you said we both kept it very clean. That's what happens when you have two mature drivers racing side by side. I mean, the respect you guys have for each other and on and off track matters a lot, And again, congrats, and you guys were superb on comms also. And Smith, again, congrats to you. Raman, deadly drive. Shooter, superb driving. And I also want to say Harsh, good drive by him.
Definitely.
Yes, Sid. Definitely. Yeah.
Jishnu, anything to add on?
Nothing, man. I think said congrats on the P2. I think it was set up a bit disappointing, no, for you, because the race was not there, especially the top speed. But I think a really good race. Maybe we need to be scared for next year for D1 because the amount of experience you bring and the consistency, need to watch out a bit in D1.
Definitely.
Yep.
Thanks, Vishnu.
Absolutely. So, Sid.
Moving on to the man of the hour now.
Yeah,
the champion of IRL Season 9 Division 2. How are you feeling, Smith? What are you feeling right now?
Honestly, it's a mixed feeling. I mean, I wanted Sid and myself to have a good fight at Brazil, and when I read that, notification below, Sid Venkatesh has retired, it actually failed, and I was like, Sid, why? What the hell went wrong? And but yeah, then had to keep going with the race. Really good battle with Shooter there. Honestly, after that I was just enjoying the race with Shooter and other drivers around. It didn't matter after a point, even if I DNF'd because it was in the bag, right? But yeah, Sid, what an amazing season I had with you. We've had
Yeah,
it
man.
in the previous season. We've had it in LOS as well. Um, GG's to you, man. GG's to
Thanks.
you. But yeah,
Thanks, man.
hard luck at the same time.
Thanks, man.
Chips,
Yes.
what would you like to ask Smith?
I mean, nothing as such. He's really in the mixed emotions right now. Just congrats to you, Smith. You may not be feeling particularly happy right now, high on life, but you must. It's been an amazing season from you. The both of you have given us an entertainment, but yeah, all in all, Smith, you've driven really, really well this season, and this championship is completely, fully deserved for you. Well done to you,
Thank you so
and well
much.
done for your constructors as well. That's a remarkable effort by
Oh
the both of
yes,
you.
I think we should have Abdul
Abdul
also
here,
over
Should
yeah.
here.
we?
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah,
let
yeah,
me
to
just
man.
quickly
complete.
invite him. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. Let me just quickly invite
Yep.
him.
Yeah, if he's
Yeah.
online,
Yeah,
then that would be lovely. But
Yep. If he
apart from that,
joins, that
yeah.
would be good. So,
He's also a
Smith,
champion.
just walk us
yep.
through that final few laps because th- ahead of you and behind you there was a lot of chaos, but somehow you managed to evade it all. You managed to keep your nose clean, your front and rear being intact, which is not what a few drivers could do. I mean, it was the very famous "You Can Beat Me" who somehow managed to crash under safety car at turn one. I don't know how that happened, but yeah. Just Smith, what was
Unagi.
the chaos like? What was the chaos? Unagi.
It
Yeah.
was chaotic. Yes. I knew after I pitted. I mean, I pitted for hards. I was dropped back to P12, P13. I don't remember. Then I again pit again on mediums. Mediums. Me pitting on mediums was just. I just wanted to have a good fight with shooter. Honestly speaking. Um, and I wanted to make some overtakes because I was like, this probably could be my last season. So let's just go for it. Let's just have a good fight with the drivers around. So yeah, I enjoyed myself after that last safety car basically, or the second last safety car where I pitted on the medium.
Yeah. Understood.
And I think looking back, Smith, one of your key moments of the season for me is you. I think if I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but you had one lap to stitch up a lap in Monaco and you went pole. Is that right?
I guess I
Yes,
don't
it was. It
remember.
was. It was. It was.
Yes, it was. And that was one of the finest, like, under so much pressure. You just stitched up one of the best laps I've seen in Division 2 in this season. So
No, but that's
I
the
think
point.
that
We are not under pressure. You see, we are all in the same party. Me, Sid, Malav, all of us. Like there are 8 to 10 people in the same party. We are
no,
chatting. We are
I'm not
laughing.
talking about pressure. It's just like I'm talking solely on like the time limit, the time you have left. Crossing the line, and especially Monaco, it's very tricky to hook up a lap like that in like the dying stages of quali. You have one run to do it. That highlights your racecraft. That highlights a lot of different things, and I think for me personally, that was one of your standout moments this season.
Thanks, Restaurant.
Smith was busy having his dinner before he came in to do that pole lap, by the way. And I'm not joking. Smith does it every single race. He goes for dinner, finishes up, and then comes in to do a quick lap and gets pole.
I mean, I didn't
Maybe
get a
I should
pole
eat before my race
technically.
tomorrow. I'll take that as a suggestion.
Let us know
Yeah,
what you eat,
I'll
Smith.
send you the recipe.
Yeah.
To be a champion.
Yeah.
I don't think Abdul's gonna be joining us, unfortunately.
I did invite him, but I don't
Yeah,
think
he's
he'll
not
be joining us.
joining.
But
He's not
congratulations to
online, but
Abdul
yeah,
as well.
shout out to Abdul as
Yeah.
well on.
The both of you,
I hope.
it's joint effort.
Yeah, I mean, I just hope next season whoever he drives with, he doesn't give away too many positions. So yeah, that's the only
Yeah.
suggestion for him. But apart from that, really great teammate.
Yep. And yeah, just before I end, I just mentioned in the F1 chat. So Malav's DNF was because of a controller mishap. That's
Ah,
what happened there.
yes.
That was he just mentioned that I pointed out in a very wrong way. So unfortunate for them, but congrats to everyone here. Smith, Sid, Shooter, Raman, all of you have driven amazingly all season long, and especially today. Very well done for all of you. You can all be very proud of the performance you've had, and welcome to D1 for most of you. Welcome to D1. You're going to be putting my seat under threat. So, not very happy at that, but yeah. Welcome to D1. Whether or not I'm there.
Yeah, congrats, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Want to add that wheel user is the winner now. So it's a
Yeah.
champion.
Yeah, finally. Division 2.
A wheel user.
Yet another. I think Shah was the last
Okay.
D2 winner on a wheel, so it's been a few seasons, and it's great to see that back again. Anyway, it's been a pleasure, boys. Congratulations to everyone, and what a way to finish off the season finale of Division
By the way,
2,
eSports,
Season
if
9
you're listening
IR.
to this, Precision Drive, do sponsor. We are, GG's great comms, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thanks,
super good
Chips,
comms,
Redstone, Jishnu, and whoever has been on comms throughout the season. Yeah.
And Malav.
Malav, yeah.
Got a shout out Malav, you know.
Ever present figure.
He,
Yeah.
yeah.
The guy is the most loved guy in this league.
Yes. Well, this
I agree.
Just like,
simply no one like him. Yeah.
I thought that was Shrikant.
just like Srikanth.
He's even more loved, if I must say. So
Yeah. Definitely.
let's leave it at that.
Yes. And I think should we conclude it now?
Yes, Chips, do the honors.
So once again, for the last time, I've said this like 4 times now. Congrats, Smith, Sid, Raman, and Shooter. Brilliant by you. Thank you very much, Redstone and Jishnu, for joining me tonight. It was an absolute pleasure to do comms with you boys. It was lovely. A whole lot of fun. And with this, we conclude Division 2 for Season 9. And I can say with a great deal of happiness, we conclude F1 22. Thank you. I will not be coming back to this game anytime soon. But yeah, it has been a journey. Season 9 has given us some incredible, amazing action, and I've loved doing comms. This reinvigorates my love for comms. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. And with that, do stay tuned for tomorrow. D1, there is another championship battle going on. One of the contenders is here with us. Just let us know, what do you feel like going into tomorrow, Redstone?
I actually feel pretty calm, to be honest, and I've driven my heart out all season. I've bagged the most number of poles. I could have potentially wrapped up the championship if I kept my wits the last 2 races,
MFT.
but I didn't, and I crashed out like a noob in Baku. So I'm just like going into this the next race with a calm mindset, and whatever happens. I'm just gonna drive my best race I possibly can, and if VFix emerges out on top, I have no issues with that. May the best man win, I guess.
Yep. And with that, that's a small teaser for tomorrow. Do tune in for the Division 1 finale of Season 9 and of F1 22. I will continue to say that because I'm very happy to say that. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Yeah, definitely. Thank you everyone for tuning in for Division 2. This has been an incredible, amazing season, and it's been amazing to share it with all of you. Thank you very much. Take care. Good night and bye-bye.